Given that suffering is inevitable, and it is, what are we going to do about it? Now, stick with me, because this is pretty cool. One mark of having wisdom is being prepared for suffering. We've been talking about all this discernment and discretion and what it means to be foolish and what it means to be obstinate as we're searching for what it means to be wise. Well, one mark of that wisdom is to be ready, to have used discernment and discretion, to be prepared for suffering. Wisdom learns from adversity. It's one of the crucial experiences that we'll have that will actually grow us in wisdom. Now, there's danger here because you don't want to experience adversity and then just ruminate in it, just suffering and ruminating and suffering, because what you're doing there is really just suffering from the experience and then causing yourself to suffer in your own mind, which makes you suffer more, which typically would, if you're already in that cycle, just continue to perpetuate the cycle. Wisdom is ready for that. It's ready for the initial spark of adversity, and whenever you're trying to grow in wisdom, what that really looks like is an improvement in your ability to handle those things that life is going to throw at you, both good and bad. But today we're focusing on those hard things, those difficult things. And so in growing in wisdom, what you're really growing in is an ability to handle those things. And so like I started with, given that suffering is inevitable, what do we do about it? Well, we consider. Wisdom is prepared not just for the suffering, but in general. And so likely, if you sense that something might go wrong or are ready for a situation that may or may not happen, chances are good you're growing in your wisdom, because that preparedness is part of wisdom. That is the discernment working. So if that's you, if you're feeling that, good job. Well done. You likely have room to grow, as I definitely do, and most people definitely do. There's room to grow, pretty much always and forever. We can't ever hit the end of wisdom. That's not really a thing. And so suffering with purpose is part of wisdom. It's part of the plan for your life. Because, quite frankly, is a life worth living if there weren't a few bad parts in it to make the good parts that much sweeter? If you never find yourself in a valley, how can you truly appreciate the mountaintops? And what the valley might look like and what the mountaintop might look like are going to differ from person to person. So, yet another mark of wisdom is to be attuned to yourself, to know what you're going to want to do in a reactive moment in adversity, and be ready for that, and then also know what it's going to actually be, what it's going to feel like for you. Because something that's going to be adversity for me, suffering for me, won't be that for you. And there'll be some overlap, sure, but there'll be a lot of differences. So the question is simple. There's not a lot of tension here, but there is a question, and that is, are you ready for adversity? Why? Why not? I'll be praying for you. See you tomorrow.